Good evening. My name is Tim King, and if you're watching this, you are interested in becoming a rock star. I hold here the 17 basic steps to infinite fame, money, glory, and love. It's a guide I've created with my several years of musical knowledge. Every bit of information I have ever observed in my life regarding the topic, I have recorded. I've noticed the patterns of musicianship that every band follows, every band you've ever loved. The Beatles, the Ramones, Beethoven, they all follow these steps. Step 1. Some may call it unnecessary. Obtain a band. When looking at the likes of Trent Reznor of Nine Inch Nails, it's been made very clear that this is almost an optional step. But I feel it necessary. Step 2, arguably the most important, yet the least important. Obtain instruments. Step 3, get a crazy look. And by crazy, I don't mean put metal in your clothes and dye your hair. I mean, develop something unique, something that is you, something that represents your musicianship and is true to your art.
Okay.
Yeah. Number 4, smash your gear. The likes of Kurt Cobain, Joe Strummer, Jimi Hendrix, Eric Clapton, Bach, all shared this, and they destroyed their gear after a killer set. Step 5, get some fans. They're all expendable. You don't need to love them. You just want their money. Sixth step on our list tonight is you need someone to guide you. Someone to show you the right path, the sober mind in the situation. And by this, I mean you need to find a manager, someone you can trust holding your funds, someone who won't just throw your money around, someone who's there to truly help you. Now, everyone makes mistakes, and they act irrationally. And that's why the next step on our list is to replace the gear you smashed earlier on. Number 8 on our list. As I stated in number 7, everyone makes mistakes. And chances are, you made a big one. He threw your money around, didn't he? Fire him. Hey! You're fired! Now, when you're performing, being separated from the music, from the fans, it's very difficult. You get the urge to just release yourself, to be open. When that art, that energy, that music is floating through you, that energy is coming up from the crowd, you need that, you need to be with them, you're one of them. You're not something special, you're not some sort of god above them. Get on their level. Stage dive. looking at bands such as The Clash, The Ramones, The Sex Pistols, it's very clear that this step does belong as far down the list as it does. Get good at your instrument. You don't need to know how to play it to start. It's all about emotion up until this point. This is where people start to care about what you're playing and not about how you play it. Now, this step also is shared and almost owned by the pop music community. And by that, I mean publicity stunts. Doing something as you begin to fade away to force yourself back into the spotlight.
Tim, get out of the closet!
No! Now, as you get further in your career, as I've stated in the last step, you begin to fall out of the limelight, which causes depression. No one wants to be depressed. Numb yourself. Drug use. Pink Floyd. Before Pink Floyd was the Pink Floyd that we know today, they were fronted by a man named Syd Barrett. Syd was so caught up in his art and his creating that it began to take over him. And there's a barrier that holds this music, these thoughts back into your head, back into your skull. And to get them out, you need to remove it. And by that I mean the eyebrows. Off with them. As we get further down our list, we're getting to be more dramatic. And with drama, depression, drug use, and lack of eyebrows comes insanity. One begins to lose their mind living in the constant limelight. Look at Kurt Cobain of Nirvana. He was a completely innocent, happy young man, forced into the limelight. As fame increased, so did his depression, until he lost it. He couldn't handle himself anymore. Our next step is go crazy.
Go.
Oh, I apologize. I was watching for the dragons. I know how they like to eat my plants. Which brings me to my next stage. Now, some of you may have heard of the band Motley Crue. Motley Crue has an ever so famous member known as Nikki Sixx. Nikki Sixx embodies this. Our step is paranoia. And by that I mean he got so caught up in people wanting to take what he had spent his life earning that he thought they were everywhere. And by that I mean he shot at his trees. Paranoia. Our last step is very tragic. Every story ends like this. It's always propelled up. Instant fame. Live hard, live long, but not too long. They always die. Every great star eventually burns out, and they would all rather burn out than fade away. Well, this list includes those of, as I've mentioned, Kurt Cobain, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison. It goes on and on. You can't live past 27. Die at 27. That'd be weird. Good night, moon. That's right. I was making all of this up. Don't start a band. Do you want this to happen to you? I don't either. It never ends happy. Don't do it. There wasn't even coffee in this cup. Do you trust me? Dragons? Seriously? Why are you still watching this?